Recently, the federal government seized all assets from the Silk Road, one of the biggest criminal digital marketplaces in the world. For that, they now own over $33 million worth of bitcoins, this digital currency used to trade weapons and drugs in the website, among other things. And recent investigations show that two federal agents who led one of the many probes that brought Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht to justice allegedly decided they wanted some of that booty for themselves. Now they are facing charges of wire fraud, money laundering, and other offenses for allegedly stealing these bitcoins during the federal investigation. The former agents are Carl Mark Force, who worked for the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, and Sean Bridges, who worked for the Secret Service. So, Nick, we are seeing that this investigation that was very well known in the media for uncovering this huge market where you can buy pretty much anything, drugs, weapons. They saw that it was a good opportunity for them to make some quick cash, almost $1 million. And their modus operandi was that one of them starts selling information to Ross Ulbricht, the founder of Silk Road, under a pseudonymous. And he will go and say, hey, there's this information that I found from another investigation, and I can give it to you so you know what the federal government is doing, and he will buy it. And then under another account, they will blackmail him and say, we know this about you, we know that the federal government is after you for this, if you don't want us to rat you out, you have to pay us $250,000, $100,000 in several occasions. Not only that, the same guy also used his influence and his post in the DEA to advise other Bitcoin markets for them to be aware of what the federal investigation was up to. So this is a very complex criminal project done by the main investigator that is supposed to stop this criminal activity on the web.
It was a really good idea. I mean, it's really sneaky, but at the same time really stupid. And the fact that they even tried it kind of makes me think something like, think about how many DEA agents get away with crazy things that we just never hear about because they got away with it. They wouldn't try this kind of stuff if they weren't sure that they were going to get away with it. So that makes me think that a lot of shady stuff goes on, and we know that it does because what was it last week that they just came out that these DEA agents were having these crazy sex parties in Colombia that were basically being run by the drug cartels in the first place. And it's like, what the hell is going on in the DEA that this kind of corruption is just like normal? It's not a one-time thing, it's normal.
I think part of it is the fact that they spend so much time working so close to the criminals. A lot of the work from the DEA and the Secret Service is done undercover. So they do have to cross the line to criminal activities to uncover these bigger plots. But it's sad to see that they decide to go after it with such a complexity like this guy. He set everything up in his probe. He was the lead investigator in a Baltimore probe that basically was trying to set up Ulbricht for murders for hire. So they will, as undercover agents, they will feed him the idea to, you know what, you should take this guy out because he knows too much, and if the government comes after you, he's going to testify, and he will be like, yeah, you know what, you're right, let me pay you to get that guy out of the way. And so he got 5 of those, and finally they tried to bring the indictment in the court, but now not only that investigation over the murder for hire, it's under jeopardy. Also, the main investigation that has just finally come to charges and sentencing, now that could be appealed and overturned because of the behavior of these agents, which is sad because this is the Silk Road was a very dangerous place where anyone could go and buy pretty much anything. And it happens in the dark internet where you have to browse through specific browsers that have no tracking. And now all of this work of many, many different agencies and many different probes might go to waste because these two guys wanted to make $1 million.
It's funny, I'm looking at the picture right now and you see the different categories. It says drugs, apparel, art, books, collectibles. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. And it's actually showing you like how dark the dark web is, that they can have these fully functioning eBay-like websites dedicated to things like drugs. And there's even separate ones that specialize in child porn, unfortunately. And it's really hard to track these kinds of things. And the people who are doing it are the same people who are trying to steal from the government and, well, not from the government, but do shady stuff like we just saw. It's crazy.
Well, we want to know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments what do you think about this situation where federal workers are stealing money from these investigations. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the Leap TV.